We'll call the meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance.
Go ahead. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, public comment. Anything on line, Cat?
Nope, I don't see anyone on.
Okay. Line item D, minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion.
Second. Any discussion changes? All those in favor state by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Nope.
Chris is on there.
Oh, Chris is on?
Yeah.
All right, excellent.
Yeah, sorry.
Correspondence, we have 3 correspondences. Kat, you want to just briefly touch on what they make?
I can do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We just have one that it's about the brick fundraiser, about different things about characters. We responded to that. Another thing is that Patty Labouthier, who many of you know, she had an idea from the Unionville Museum regarding a curtain that hung in the town hall building in Unionville before it was demolished. She mentioned it to me at one time, and it's in good condition and being presently stored by the Unionville Museum. She would like to know sometime if somehow we could maybe incorporate that somewhere, someplace into the new town hall design. So I had given her a tentative, I think we could try to work something out. And if it was in the old town hall, and she's gonna, when we get closer to different things, I was gonna, if it was okay with the committee, we talk with Chris and with our interior design group and see if we can find a place for the old curtain.
But is it like a window curtain?
That's
Stage
no,
curtain.
Stage curtain.
Oh.
Does it have like our emblem on it or?
I
Yeah,
have no
we don't know
idea.
the size yet, so I don't know that she knows the size because I think it's all folded up.
Right.
So we'd need to see the size.
Yeah.
Or
So I told her we'd be open to it. So those were, oh, and then we had another correspondence, and unfortunately we had someone that really wanted to put a lot of names on one brick and it just doesn't fit. So that's just how it works. So again, 5 more than. Yeah.
Yes,
More bricks.
Yeah.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
what I said. I just said it.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Oops, sorry.
Okay,
No, I usually.
Okay.
Be quiet. I know you're shocked.
okay.
All right, that's what you got for correspondence? Okay, we'll go to F reports. The chair report, if people listen to this or watch this soon, please look at that mailer that was just sent out to every resident in town. Has a lot of great information of what the committee and how the project is going, but more so on the Buy a Brick program for the town. I think it's it's being well received right now. So please, everyone, get on the bandwagon and buy one of these great bricks and put your family's names or something on there for you.
Could I add
Yeah,
a little?
yes,
Yeah, so
absolutely.
just an update, I think that we've gotten close to 96 bricks, so a lot of bricks. And I have for the group here, one of the things that we realized is some people are having just a little bit of problems navigating how you do it online. And so we do now have one that is set up, and we're putting it at the library, the town hall, and I was going to give it to a few people here. And if you want, you can give it to some people that maybe if they're uncomfortable doing things online, and they could either send their check, fill it out, and do it to our office, and then we can facilitate it. So we have one like this for people. And one of the things that we are going to do is that the school's on vacation this week, so we haven't had a chance to talk to them, but we were hoping that we would be facilitating through them through maybe like the class presidents and some of the different school, like go through that.
Yeah,
Send the
yeah.
bricks to, to them, and they can probably have mailing list or links, and we can see if like some of the former high school students may be interested in the brick.
I did stop in a couple times about, well, maybe, yeah, twice.
Yeah.
About this, because I was with B Stockwell and
Yeah.
she was struggling with that. Did we get that form on our site as well as some town site?
I think we do, right, Kat?
Yeah,
Would
we'll
be
make
able-
sure that it's linked directly on the 1928 website where people go to buy the brick, just so in case they need to download it. They can.
Okay,
And
so
we'll-
they could easily see that,
Yep.
and then also who to make the check out to.
Yep.
It's been updated
Yep.
too.
Yep,
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 sign it.
make the check payable. Yep, and I'm gonna pass this on if anyone wants a couple copies, if they know, do you want to, think you would know
Yeah.
anyone that would
Yeah.
have it, but it's all over the place. And the other thing I just wanted to mention that before the time is done, that we thought it would, that maybe the committee here would be interested in splitting a brick and getting a 1928 committee.
Yeah,
We'll do it.
yeah, absolutely.
Tribute.
Yeah,
Everyone good with that?
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, good. Is there a deadline when you're gonna cut off the sale of bricks?
We're gonna have to finalize that deadline. We were hoping to do so, a hard deadline initially before we go out to bid, just so we're not duplicating the bricks that we're buying. If we know how many we're gonna be using this, then we're not paying for more. So that would be probably in the next couple of months.
Okay, that's great.
Is there a limit to how many we can sell?
Nope, no limit.
Yeah, and I think we figured out that with the cost and because a bunch of people are buying the bigger bricks, which I think are $200.
Mhm.
And so
Okay,
I think we've collected, close to $8,000.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. And it's all going to.
I'm going to the
That's
Stephen
Bliss.
Bliss
Bliss.
Fund. Yeah. So,
So I would say, I don't know, the 1920 committee should get a big.
big brick.
we should
Big
all go
honking
in on
brick.
a
We
big
might need
brick.
several bricks. We'll put our names out there.
Yeah.
Canada Farrow, Massachusetts. That's one brick alone.
Oh, you might have to just shorten yours.
JPC, we'll just
Yeah.
go easy. First.
Mr. Mayor.
Well, maybe we'll just get we'll pour a concrete pad and stamp it if it's okay.
Yeah, it's been,
Want the
No.
little Lena Lee's stamp on the brick?
yeah. So, for the next meeting, we'll do something for us for the brick and then, yeah, but it's exciting because once the newsletter went out, I think we got like 30 or 40 like right away and it's still going pretty strongly and it's,
We're talking about it everywhere.
yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah, so it's kind of cool.
Very cool.
All right.
Good idea.
Excellent. Okay.
That's you, Dan. Thank you for your idea.
Okay, town council liaison report, Joe.
Yes, well, we just finished up the proposed budget for the town. We have our meeting on Monday. So everything's going strong on that side of our budget wise stuff. And I have been also advertising the Buy a Brick fundraiser through our meetings and websites and stuff. So just trying to push it along as much as I can. I think it's a great idea and I look forward to seeing all those bricks getting laid down and seeing all of our names and initials everywhere.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, F3, Chris, FHS Building Committee.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. Everything's going fine. We had a meeting and just, some of the things we're working on is a tennis court package is being reissued. Continue to work on some traffic planning, real focus on move management, and we've awarded some contracts for that in FFE. The financial position of the project remains strong. About 1% of the project cost is coming from our change orders. And as a result of that, we're kind of exploring at this point in time some other options and that maybe we could include in the project, which would be one that was discussed, maybe getting some estimates, is dealing with the bleachers over at the football field. They need to be redone. They're not ADA compliant, and bringing them within the scope of this project, if there's financial ability to do so, will relieve some of the pressure and the burdens on the town budget in terms of the capital improvement plan and paying for this or preparing to pay for it over multiple years, including with the project, which is also may subject it to reimbursement at a rate of 15%. So we're exploring some other options due to our strong financial positions, but all is good.
All right, excellent. Thanks, Chris. F4, Chris, would you like to, on the architect's report, discuss the following A, B, C, D for us?
Of course. With landscape design, Kat, if you could pull up C 2.0 first. And then zoom into the lower image with the color if possible. So we've been working through the review comments with the town planner and the assistant town planner, addressing all the civil items that were part of our formal submission to TPZ. One of the comments came back and in discussions with other town members to modify the plaza design. Previously, we had shown more pavers and less concrete, but what you're looking at now is an image depicting the current design where the red shaded areas would be blocks of pavers. And then everything around that would be concrete, and that concrete would be used to lock in the pavers, to provide level and uniform walking areas as you come out the doors to avoid any future chance of heaving in those areas. And we're also modifying the details of this area to comply with the town standards, but certainly open to any feedback anybody has on this design. Really, the outlay of the pavers as it currently stands is playing off of the architecture of the new entry addition. So the gray shaded area that you can see is our exterior wall, and those square shapes are the corner columns of our new entry vestibule. And so we've essentially taken the concrete that surrounds the entire plaza and extended it in bands that would be equally spaced, coming off of those columns of the new entrance vestibule.
Just have a quick question. The bricks, that was, is there gonna be a limit to how many we can sell? And will there be an opportunity for people in the future to buy them?
Definitely an opportunity in the future. I don't have the brick or paver count based off of this design, but I could generate that and get it to you.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's got to be thousands of pavers
Oh,
in that
okay.
design.
Okay, okay.
We were actually thinking the way this was set up, right? So that like potentially we do one section first, whether it
Mhm.
was like when you came in,
Mhm.
the first section or in the back, one of those. So it's like, instead of having them all over the place, we'd like try to maybe do it like one of those sections at the first time, but that still hasn't been decided.
And then I could just see people for years.
Yeah,
wanting to-
exactly.
Seeing it.
right.
Yep.
Okay.
Question, Chris, the entries are the same on either side, they're the same width, is that correct?
They will be, yeah.
Yeah,
This was kind of a
Oh, okay.
Photoshop thing that I
Oh, okay, got it.
not laid out perfectly.
I just
by
want
me.
to know if my angle was wrong.
It does look a little worse than it did on the screen today, but yes, those
I don't know.
those two paver sections coming off the doors will be
Will
equally
equal.
sized.
Yeah.
And the lower left-hand paver area, that's the one that you would cross coming from the parking lot to the
Yeah.
entrance. So that was one consideration, as Kathy mentioned, for where the purchased pavers could go. And then obviously to the back right is more of a seating outdoor socialization area. So that was the other thought of potentially where the purchased pavers could go.
Yeah, it might make sense to do the entries first and then,
That way
Do the fill-in.
everybody sees the names
Yeah.
as they come in.
Yeah.
There's my brick.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Peter.
Nope.
Piper,
All right.
just Papers.
We'll go to the landscape plan next. Was the other sheet, cat 5.0. Correct. Yep, just to the general plan in the bottom left. A lot of this in terms of the landscaping in the parking area is per zoning regulations, but around the building, our landscape architects have implemented some medium-sized tree species, which are the larger circle figures that you see. But then around the majority of the building exterior, that's not the plaza hardscape, is just low-level plantings, low-maintenance plantings, trying to spruce up the outside of the building a little bit on the north, east, and west sides, but then maintaining the traditional and historic lawn primarily on the south side as you would drive by the face of the building. And there are species listed on this in the table above the plan. If anyone was interested, I don't recall what the species were, so I would have to
They're-
reference
they're
that. if you
trees.
have questions.
Trees.
Would you just show the parking area again? So are those
Those are trees in the parking area,
in the?
in the islands.
And and it's a straight, island, well, it's islands on the corners and then people are walking in from, I'm just talking out loud to myself. A's, the A's, is that concrete? That walkway there? what looks like a walkway?
What juts out in between the handicap parking stalls?
Yeah,
Yes, that's concrete.
okay,
It's concrete up until you hit that plaza, and there would be a section of paver that we just saw in the other image that you would cross before you get to the entry doors. But the entire sidewalk system surrounding the building is concrete.
and I'm assuming that with all of the parking and everything, you're talking to Russ and that group about plowing and stuff. I remember that was a big deal over in Westwoods. Being able to.
So one thing I don't like about the yard stuff. We have to meet the requirements.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we could have done a little better job at Westwoods.
Yeah.
The parking lot, but is what it is.
well, then also the road and the curve to try and keep people from skiing, paying for the.
That's the Kathy Blas traffic.
No, it was not.
Really?
It's not bad. It's just the two islands, so we have plenty of room. We'll be able to push snow out to the back
Okay,
towards Highwood.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll have plenty of room there.
Okay.
The one thing that we talked about, Chris, is we may have to relocate some of the trees based upon where the parking lot lights go.
Okay.
So that the trees aren't growing into the light.
Yeah, I don't recall, Russ, if this plan was before or after the revisions that were made. We had to add a few more light poles and shift trees and light poles around for the
Exactly. We'll
town
talk.
planner comments. Yep. But it will more or less look like this.
Right.
and people are walking is there walkway or painted walkway to the building? Where people can know where to walk across?
Currently not. Currently,
You come up with the word, what is that, crosswalk, or
Crosswalk.
whatever it's called?
So there's a sidewalk. I don't know if you can pan up a little bit more. Sidewalk there goes to the tennis court.
Uh-huh,
If you're parking over there, if you're parking over on the left,
yeah,
I would, you just have to walk through the parking. Like they do now out back.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
All right, keep going, Chris.
for environmental, this is all developing as we have the final CDs analyzed by our environmental engineers, and they're working on their estimates. So we're expecting an update from them at about the same time we have an update from the third-party estimator. And to move into item C, construction documents, we submitted everything to the third-party estimator. I believe it was April 4th. I'm expecting the first estimate back by April 19th. At which time our team will review it to make sure that the scope that has been identified looks correct. And we'll have an internal meeting to review and reconcile that before it's distributed, just in case there are any errors that we uncover. We don't want to put the number out there until we at least have a chance to put eyes on it quickly. But following our review, we would be looking to set up any value engineering subcommittee meetings that might be needed between that time and our May building committee meeting, in hopes that if we need to bring any recommendations to this entire building committee, we would have those ready for the first meeting in May.
Right.
Any questions on the estimate? And the general update, we're still following through on a few items, working with the team at Eversource for potential rebates. And I'll need some information, Kathy and Kat, from you to, and maybe Russ, to complete that paperwork. We need to kick off with the commissioning agent and the third-party reviewer. So now that we have the CDs complete, let me know what your thoughts are on scheduling those meetings. And I'm not sure what was in the contract, if there was a specified time frame for the third-party review, of how long they would need to turn that around.
No, I don't think we did specifically, but I think we could address that in the kickoff meeting about
Okay.
what our expectations are.
And then also, how many hours? Okay, that sounds good. Also, we would like it to reach out to the building official and the fire marshal if they're open to it prior to going out to bid. It's always nice for them to do at least a cursory review of the documents before we bid in case they flag any big picture items, so we can address it before you have general contractor prices in hand.
What we volunteer.
So we still have a little bit of time and got it. We still have a little bit of time to do that, depending on when this bids, which again, the bid date's really going to align more with the high school project timeframe than anything else. We want to make sure that those schedules are set up properly. So I'm thinking over the next 4 to 6 weeks, we would need to wrap all these items up and then be prepared at least in mid-May after that first building committee meeting to go out to bid. It may be later in May or even early June, depending on timing, but we want to have our ducks in a row and ready to go by mid-May.
It's gonna be here fast.
Very fast. Send me the document.
Sure.
See.
And that's all I had for the architects update. Oh, and Brianna is here tonight to join us to talk interior design with the interior subcommittee afterwards. So those of you that haven't met, Brianna is one of our interior designers at SPNA.
Excellent.
Hello.
Thank you.
Okay, F5, value engineering, as Chris just reported, probably we will not have a meeting minimum until at least the end of potentially April going into May.
And then we'll
But,
coordinate.
Yeah,
a
we'll
date.
coordinate a date on that.
And that's you,
You, me, Jack, Russ.
Jack and Peter.
Yep.
Is it anyone else on that value engineering? Just two? Okay, got it.
That's it. Okay, F6, communication subcommittee, anything new on communication? Jean, Kat, Dan?
We haven't met since the newsletter went out, but we will take those website update suggestions to make sure people know that they have an option to fill out a paper copy for the bricks. So I think it's really just going to be advertising for the bricks and then planning for our next newsletter in the future.
Okay,
It was very well received.
yeah,
And then
Last one.
just so you know, the town newsletter, townwide newsletter is going, I think it's hitting the mail this week or this week.
Any day now.
And we do have another article about the 1928 in that too.
Oh, good.
Just- Yeah, just a basic article.
And is there is there a way to do the bricks
Yeah,
from that one
yeah.
as well?
I
Okay.
think so, right?
I
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
there's a QR code.
I was saying, is a QR code in that one?
Yeah.
Okay,
pretty sure
all right.
there is.
okay, F7 interior design, finishes subcommittee. Should we just, there's really no report. We'll have a meeting after.
Yep.
Okay. F8 professional partnership subcommittee, how are we doing on that? I don't think there's anything
I think
going
we
on that
need a
right now.
contract signed and I think we have the contract signed,
We do.
right? So everything's signed and then those are the people that are working with you and we're getting that information. Yeah,
Okay,
so we're good there.
okay. And F9 financial report, Kathy.
Yeah. So you have the financial report and you can see that our latest expense on here was some ink for printing of the newsletter and the account balance is 69,000 001.
Okay.
Yeah, some postage and just the printing and the 1928 newsletter.
Got it. All right, G1, new business. I need a motion to approve the invoice for Silver Petroselli.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, discussion? All those in favor state by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Nope. Kathy, do we have any other business?
The one thing I just wanted to be clear on, Chris, we don't need a second meeting this month for this large committee, right? Because the value engineering group is going to meet, you're still doing the design, getting the cost estimates, and then we'll meet again in May.
Correct.
Okay, so just so you know, we'll do a cancellation for the
Second meeting.
second month meeting this month.
So I would anticipate we'll definitely, well, let's put it on the calendar for the first meeting in May, correct?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna meet we're doing our regular meeting
Meeting.
in May, and we're gonna have a value engineering meeting before that meeting.
Okay.
What's the date you need?
Say,
Dots everywhere.
all right,
14.
May 14th. Yep, yep, that's the second Tuesday.
I will be there.
Pardon? Dan,
I will be attending that in person.
okay, great. Good, Gene, that date?
Yes, yes, thank you.
I have a zoning meeting that night.
All right, we'll spend a lot of time at town hall that day, huh?
West Hartford.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah, West Hartford.
any other
That is it.
other business? Okay, all I need is a motion for adjournment for the 1928 building.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor state by saying aye.
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 Are adjourned